downtown, walking fast, faces pass and I'm homebound.
Don't you forget about me. Oh my goodness. I hope I'm not going to the restricted floor again. Fellas?
Oh, man.
It sure is raining out here. Oh, yeah, Martha, just fax it to me. No. Yes. 2 sugars. Thank you. Oh, hello, SSJBABers. I see you found my office here at SSJBA headquarters. Let me pull up a chair and talk to you about the weekend. Well, as everyone knows, this is my final SSJBA Super Bowl. I just want to talk for a minute on what that means. It means this is the last recap video for me of all time. Yesterday, I threw my final shot as an SSJBABer, which was a Brooklyn Trip 6. Now, this weekend was full of surprises. I came in shaky as a loose floorboard and found a stride or two. Miller came in with a hip injury and managed to throw a shot. Josh Wilson decided that he hated Burger King nuggets and then ate 27. SSJBA's always been full of surprises, and we thrive off those surprises. That's why you look around here and see this beautiful masterpiece that is the SSJBABA headquarters. These things exist because of you. And since I will be leaving, we must pass the baton off to the younger SSJBABers, and they will have to fend for themselves next year. Now let's move on to the bowling, shall we? Bowling this weekend was an absolute hoot. I haven't had this much fun at an SSJBA in a long time. The White Sands Bowling Center gave us a stellar run. They put on a spectacular performance, and I called Aaron Yuradovich last night and asked him, "Hey, would you have bowled at White Sands Bowling Center?" And he said, "Yeah. It ain't Smyrna." Ah, ain't that so? Alright. You know all your favorites were there. You saw them. The weekend started out after Saturday. Cameron Doyle was giving Masters a lead. The Charlie pattern played more like the Charlie Brown pattern, as I felt like I had a football pulled out in front of me all day long. Young Doyle told me, you know, I've bowled on some difficult patterns, and this is a difficult pattern. And you know, who can't take his word for it? Okay. So after we threw some shots on Saturday, we ran on over to the miniature golf course, gave a few balls a putt, and right before we played, Cameron Doyle and young Miller rode the thrilling ride called the Cyclone. It was a swinging in an elliptical spiral. Quite an illusion to watch. And as they swung at top speeds of more than 473 miles an hour, I was worried I was going to get struck in the face and be knocked unconscious. But then I thought to myself, there, it's a cyclone. It's gonna hit like a pillow. Just relax. Speaking of Zachary Miller, let me tell you what he did this weekend. He finished first place in the 4th annual Skate to Okaloosa Island Public Library. And we just want to congratulate you, Zach. That's quite a feat, and I'm sure we'll go out for ice cream to celebrate later this week, won't we? Okay. Sunday brought us a rain-soaked drenching of a day, and all the competitors were trying to keep their heads above sea level. Shots were being thrown, but they weren't hitting the pocket in most cases. I mean, it was an absolute tombstone of a grind. I've never seen so many fellas giving it a struggle out there on the tour. I really haven't. I mean, we can't keep bowling like this, fellas, you know. We've got to get in the gym. We got to pump some iron in us, you know. I mean, I got a book here. This is the Knight story. It's about Coach Bob Knight, and he talks a lot about making shots. And I think if all you fellas could go out and give this a read, heaven forbid you ain't gonna come out on top. I mean, ain't that so? Huh. Back to my chair. Let me tell you a little something else about Zachary Miller. We gotta thank him and Cameron Doyle and Justin Miller for making the oceanic baptisms possible on Friday afternoon. Let me tell you what. My brother, he came completely unprepared this weekend because he did not qualify, as he only bowled in 2 SSJBA tournaments this season. But he ran a rough shot on the field in minors as a pacer with a house ball in bowling buddies. They don't call them minors for nothing, I guess. When the dust settled and cleared, the final champions of the 2013 SSJBA Super Bowl were Shamika White in minors, Brian Dirksen in classics, and myself in masters. I won my 3rd SSJBA title and went out on a highest note. I don't even know where to begin with the thank yous for this season and making it possible, because there are behind the scenes things you wouldn't believe. I mean, I got Martha Stewart in there in the next room waiting to come in here and have a sit and talk about Greg Brown. And I'm in here pouring out my soul to you kids. I'm telling you. Like, we got Dan. We got the fellas at White Sands. We got Nick Leo. We got hotel accommodations all season from Sean Doyle, Pete Wilson, Rick Haddock. You know, people just giving us a help. And what are we in the world if we can't help another brother out? And we ain't nothing, you know? I just think about where I was as an individual before SSJBA, and, you know, it wasn't much. It wasn't nothing. I was just a big pile of mush, just laying in the manure fields, waiting for somebody to give me a mold, give me a structure, give me something to strive for in this life. And I tell you what, fellas, SSJBABA put it in my soul. He put me on a mission to accomplish a greater task. Our lives don't mean anything anymore. We are here in our hearts to be SSJBABers for life. And I want to challenge each and every one of you this morning to come on me, to take me on a journey, to show me what it means to be an SSJBABer. Because there are people out there that long for a purpose that we have, that strive each and every day to find their meaning in this world, a meaning that we already know. And I want none of you to ever take it for granted that the SSJBA spirit will live on in me and it'll live on in Miller for the rest of our lives as we stride on to new places in the world. Y'all gonna get me tearing up again. I wouldn't mind him. As our final video closes out, we look on to Dane Lunsford to take over the role as a sportscaster next year. And fellas, I think he's going to do a marvelous job. The message today was brought to you by the sales from the T Road Pearls that me and Justin Miller collected from the auditorium as Cameron Doyle ran out of his sadistic nightmare one night from all the ball reps in the dark auditorium. That night, we lost a few special SSJBABers in the bowels of hell, but we woke to see that it was only just a dream. I leave you with a quote. A quote from a friend that is no longer with us. Jim Valvano. The man said, "Don't give up. Don't ever give up." For the final time ever, from a rainy Fort Walton Beach, Florida, I am and forever will be your SSJBABA host. For the final time, this is Derek Phillips, SSJBABA Network, ESPN.